Welcome to episode 4 of From A to Global Z. I'm your host, Dr. Bill Lord. For episode 4, I'm using an interesting mic, and this is the CAD M179 large condenser microphone. What is particularly interesting about this mic is it offers continuously variable pickup patterns. In layman's terms, this mic is unusual in that it's capable of changing the sensitivity levels in different areas around the mic. If you're not familiar with the particulars of microphone design, mics are like tools in that mics are intentionally designed to pick up sound from different directions while rejecting noise from other directions. So let's say you need to record a product manager discussing how to create a product on a factory floor. There would be a lot of ambient sound in a factory, so you would want to select a microphone that would clearly record the words of the project manager while rejecting the noise in the factory. Now, at other times, you might have a need to record what it sounds like to work in a factory, and in that case, all factory sounds would have value. You would likely choose a different mic for each of these scenarios. The various sensitivity patterns designed into microphones are called polar patterns. If you'll notice this dial, the icon indicates the default polar pattern for this mic is cardioid, and a cardioid pattern is designed to pick up sound primarily in the front of the mic and to some degree along the sides. So the polar pattern sort of resembles the shape of a heart. And if I rotate the dial this way, the icon changes, and now we have a supercardioid pattern, and that narrows the beam of sensitivity. Now it's more picking up sound pretty much from the front, not so much from the sides. And if we keep on rotating, I get what's called a figure of 8 or bidirectional. And this is really great when you have two people who are sharing a mic. One person can speak from behind the mic and one from the front, and it'll equally pick up the recording on both sides of the microphone and both speakers. So if we go back the other direction, that's the center, that's cardioid. Rotate it a little bit more, and then we have subcardioid. Subcardioid is similar to cardioid, only it expands the width of the sensitivity of the microphone, and then twist a little bit more, rotate it a little bit more, and we end up with an omnidirectional. Omnidirectional will equally pick up sound from 360 degrees from around the microphone. So this is very cool. The M179 lets you dial in all common pickup patterns and even lets you shape the pickup pattern to achieve hybrid sensitivities in between standard settings. And some would say it has an infinite number of polar patterns. That in itself just makes it very unique and, as I said, pretty darn cool. A couple of years ago, you could snag this mic for around 140 bucks or less, and the problem is people discover just how good the mic is, and since the mic has shot up in price. And at the time of recording this video, the best price is around $200. CAD is one of those companies known for offering high quality mics at impressive prices. So you probably want to keep CAD in mind if you're in the market for a deal on a mic. The M179 is versatile and has a great reputation. So as usual, I get carried away with talking about equipment and microphones. So next I'm going to talk a bit about what it takes to record high quality commercial grade audio virtually. And as I mentioned in episode 3, I had the concept for what I wanted to do with Global Z about a decade before the technology came along that would make our operational model doable. So what in the world was I waiting on for 10 years? Well, a couple things. First, in order to record commercial grade audio virtually, you need to have a reliable, stable, somewhat beefy broadband connection. And as such, I wanted to wait for broadband to have more time to spread around the globe. There is definitely more broadband across the globe now than there was 15 years ago, so we can put a checkbox in that box. So that was the easy part. The bigger need was to find a virtual audio production technology that allowed me to do several very specific things. One, I wanted it to be relatively affordable. So in other words, I wanted the lead audio engineer to be able to purchase some software solution without mortgaging a house and not incur any other expense to use the software to record virtually. Two, I did not want musicians who were connected to the engineer to have to incur any additional expenses in order to collaborate with the engineer. Three, the quality of the audio had to be top shelf. It had to be commercial grade. 4, I wanted to have an interface that was intuitive. 5, I wanted the software to have a Skype-like communication system. And 6, I wanted the system to be reliable. Now, after much research, waiting, shopping, and testing, I more or less found what I was looking for in Steinberg's Cubase Pro, which is a very robust and respected digital audio workstation. And while Cubase is not the #1 selling digital audio workstation, it's in the top 4 or 5. It's highly respected. And Cubase has a feature called VST Connect Pro. And that is a complete remote recording solution that lets you collaborate with musicians around the world as long as they have a computer connected to the internet by broadband connection. Is it perfect? No. Could it be better? Yes. So in particular, the supporting documentation and tutorials are lacking. It's a bit confusing to set up, and it needs to be hardwired into a broadband connection. And ideally, you want to have a minimum of 2 to 4 meg per second connectivity. But it's the best solution for our particular needs that I know of, and does more or less hit my 6 requirements for a virtual audio production solution. Of course, you need the standard equipment involved in audio production as well. And for episode 5, I'm going to review the basic equipment needed to record high-quality audio on your computer and how you can achieve impressive results at a surprisingly affordable price. Now, if you know where to look, you can find some impressive gear out there at impressive prices. And I'm going to give you some suggestions. It's kind of my personal opinion, but I'll give you some suggestions as to where to begin. I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about the technology we use to record virtually, and invite you to join us next week as we take a look at some affordable recording solutions to capturing audio production on your computer. So until then, wishing you peace through music, I'm Bill Lord.